Hello, beautiful souls. So, today I was checking out a reading from my friend Soph, which completely blew my mind. I will tag her below so you can check her readings out. She's amazing. But she was reading Mutable Signs and was saying something about the past, heartache, but feeling good. So, my story. My mom used to tell me this story when I was little, and all the way till whenever. She told me that when I was at teething age, my dad came back from the field and he was like super exhausted or whatever, but I was fussing because of the pain in my gums or whatever. I'm teething. And she said that he was so irritated with me that he beat me black and blue to the point where she couldn't even touch me without me crying. And for years, it made me feel horrible. For years, it made me feel like, what was the point of even living if I was just going to be beaten and it was like I was never wanted or loved. My dad passed in 2020. I never had the opportunity to ask him if that story was real. So, of course, I had spoken with my life coach a few days ago, and I had forgotten to ask her about that until like 2 days later. I was like, oh, I forgot to ask you. I texted her like the other night, and I let her know what my question was. I let her know the background, the story, and I asked her if it was true, because she does cartomancy readings and she can connect to spirit, of course. So she did the reading for me and sent me my answer. The answer was absolutely no. And then it made me cry because it brought me peace. It brought me peace because I knew my dad loved me. I knew. But that was confusing as fuck. Listening to her side and his side. And what was crazy is I knew for a long time that my mom absolutely hated my dad. Like during their divorce, anytime I would go to either parent's house, they were always shit talking the other parent. And it got so bad to the point where I asked my dad, I know you don't like my mom. I know you're angry, but can you please stop talking negative about her in front of my face? I love that he respected me enough to do that. And when I asked my mom to do that, she didn't. She went off and told me that I'm a traitor. Talking about I'm supposed to be on her side. But it brought me relief knowing that my dad loved me. Never beat me back black and blue. And I get that her anger with my dad comes from her anger with her own family, with her own upbringing. Because let me tell you, what I know from my mother's side of the family, I don't know very much. All I know was that she was living with her family. She has a sister and I think 2 or 3 brothers. And then all of a sudden, she and her sister had to move and live with her grandma from the dad's side. The dad divorced. Her parents divorced, and the dad remarried and got a new family and was living with them. I didn't understand why that happened, and anytime we'd ask her, she'd never say anything. And you know what I love about readings? You can always find out about things that were hidden through readings. I found out why. And it blew my mind, because she would always tell me, even when I was little, oh, your dad's touching you. And then she would yell at my dad for touching me inappropriately. He never touched me inappropriately. Come to find out, somebody in her family was touched inappropriately. So that's why the separation. She was separated from her own brothers and whatnot. So she held a lot of anger. And now it made me understand why she's so bitter towards me and towards the relationship my dad had with his daughters. So I love that I got clarity. I love that now I have peace of mind. And it was very beautiful. Like, I was crying. I was in my bestie's car. We're going to the YMCA. She sends the text, and I'm just bawling out crying. I love that I had that closure. So that's what happened today.